welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a super fun tag that I'm really excited about. I believe it was created by Annette's Makeup Corner. I tried to find the original creator. I watched a bunch of videos and I watched her video and it sounds like she created this concept. If I'm at all mistaken, because there's so many videos on YouTube and it's sometimes hard to find like where something exactly came from. If I'm at all wrong, please let me know and I will correct it and definitely give credit to the actual creator in my description box and all that good stuff. But I watched Annette's video and I thought it was fantastic. It seemed like a super fun challenge. So this was really stressful actually. This was really hard. So this video is if you could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes, what would they be? Or 10 palettes in general. I'm not sure if it's specific to eyeshadows, but no matter. 10 palettes so that you have everything you would need for the rest of your life and you are good to go. I still feel like what I pulled, like I'm missing other palettes, but that's just like the makeup lover in me. I know I could survive on what I've chosen, but there's so many more that could be in this collection and I'm sure you guys are actually going to be like, Shay, what about the blah 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 palette? What about the blah 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 palette? Like other palettes that you know that I absolutely love, but I tried to just really think about my absolute necessities and I tried to make sure that they're not all freaking ColourPop. I think I only have 3 ColourPop palettes in this situation. So if you guys are ready, let's get into this. I'm so nervous and I feel like all my other palettes are looking at me like, what the fuck, bitch? You said you loved me. So the first palette I want to talk about, you guys know this and it's newly joined my little makeup family and I adore it. I did a live swatching video on this palette, which was a lot of work, but it made me fall in love with the palette so much more. This is the Tati Beauty Volume 1 palette. And I know this like just came out, so you guys are probably like, what? But it's just, it has everything I would ever want. Of course, we have the ginormous mirror in there. It's foldable, it's convenient, it's light yet sturdy. And hi, we have everything we need. I have my matte black, I have my matte creamy shade, but then I also have every variation of those shades that I could ever want. I mean, there was just no way that this couldn't be like tops in my video. It's just amazing. It's what I now currently leave on my desk. I try not to clutter up too much makeup on my little get ready desk. This stays with me. If I need to get ready really quickly, I know that absolutely anything I would need, glitter, mattes, sequins, shadows, it's all in here. Satin formulas, it's all here. We have neutrals, we have brights, we have pops of colors, and we have glitter. I mean, hi, it's just, there's no question about it. This is a necessity, and I would take this to my grave if I had to. First up, definitely Tati Beauty Volume 1. Next up, this palette, I will say, I wanted so desperately to find my Urban Decay Electric palette. That palette has such a special place in my heart. We had so much fun with that palette for years and now I can't find it anywhere. I've been looking for over an hour and I'm terrified about where the heck is it. I'm so scared. If it's gone, if I don't know what, if I left it somewhere. I take it traveling with me a lot. I know I took it on my honeymoon. If I left it somewhere, I'm gonna have a freaking meltdown because I don't think it's available anymore and that will literally kill my soul. I love the Urban Decay Electric palette more than anything. So that's what was meant to be here. But instead, because I can't find my electric palette, I would have to pick the Moondust palette. I love this palette. Again, I don't know if it's still available, but you guys know me. I love a high shine. I love some type of interesting, eclectic color. Just something different, something unique, something that goes like, oh yeah, I gotta use that, like now. That's how I feel about this palette. My go-to shade in this palette is Lithium. I would say it's the one I reach for the most. It's actually starting to dip because it's one of my probably most commonly picked like going out for the night shades. I love a super dark espresso smoky eye and then I wet my brush and I just pop this in the middle and it kind of gives an oil slick look and I just love this palette specifically for that eyeshadow. But oh my god, there's so many beautiful colors in here. You have blues, you have greens, you have this like smoky teal, which is amazing. Fiery reds, purples. It's just a classic for me. I will never be without this palette. Anytime I need a pop of something that isn't a traditional glitter, I know to go to this and I will have something that I can use. I cherish this palette as much as I cherish the electric palette, totally. But yeah, Moondust, love it. Love it, love it, love it. This next one has been one of my favorites for a while. I mean, since it came out, I've reached for it so many times while getting ready and going out. This is the Desi and Katie Friendcation palette by Dose of Colors. I love Dose of Colors. This palette, oh, this palette I treasure so much. It has everything I would want in it, minus a matte black, but I would forego the matte black for this deep chocolatey brown. I love love this kind of olivey, kind of dingy, gross gold green. It's like what I love the most. Oh, like look at that color. I think it's just so beautiful and so unique, and it's not in a lot of palettes, and it makes it just so special to me. And then you have this amazing kind of blue purple. It's so delicious. It's so good. I love this black because it's just like a bejeweled satin black metallic amazingness. I love this palette so much. I can't even explain to you. I will treasure it forever. Again, it's a go-to for me. I have my burgundy in there, my warm browns, a matte cream shadow. It just works. Like I said, I truly treasure it. Like, this is a special palette to me. It's like my soul. I just think it's the most beautiful array of colors. I really, really love this palette. Next up, this one I went back and forth on. I love it so much. I don't necessarily feel inspired too much when I look at it. However, like, I know my heart loves it and it's easy for me to work with. So maybe that's why I like it, because it's not like I have to think hard with this palette. This is my Natasha Denona Star palette. Mine is so gross and beat up. I have used this thing to death. Look how disgusting it is. My standout shades in here are all the sparkle shades. I just think they're unbelievably beautiful. We have our matte neutrals. We have matte colors like these burgundies and this kind of purple. Ugh. And then that beautiful shimmery forest green. Yeah, like I said, it's not that I feel super inspired when I look at it or I'm like, oh my god, I have to use that. But I know every time I use it, I love my makeup. I'm so satisfied. And I guess it's just easy. It just kind of flows and I work well with it. And I think this was my first Natasha Denona palette, if I'm not mistaken. So it might be like a sentimental thing to me as well. I remember I like saved forever to buy this palette. It like took me a long time to get it. Yeah, I love it. I cherish her. I cherish the old girl. She's messy, but she's a beauty. This next palette, I actually think people will be a little surprised because I don't talk about it a lot, and I think a lot of people didn't care for it. But I loved it. I actually think it's so beautiful and so unique and just fun. And I don't have many palettes with like really bright pops of pink. This is the Kylie Jenner Sipping Pretty palette. I believe it was from her 21st birthday collection, and I adore this palette. I absolutely love it. It has everything I love in it. We have the burgundies, the warm tones, neutrals, but this pop of pink, whoo! I adore this color. We have a really kind of charcoaly silver metallic, a matte black, which you know I need, a matte cream, which you know I need. I mean, and then like this color combination, it drives me crazy how much I love this palette. I don't wear a lot of bright pink eyes, but sometimes I might be in the mood for it. And I also love to do like a really deep smoky brown or like a deep burgundy eye look and then sweep that hot pink kind of over it, and it kind of just like fuses together and makes a really interesting look. I love this color. It's like not a burgundy, it's not a pink. It looks red on camera, but it's not. It's the perfect fusion between like a hot pink and a burgundy. Like if these two had a baby, I think it'd be something like this. And then you still have really romantic soft tones that you could use for a really romantic smoky eye, which is always my favorite type of style. And then there's a pop of blue. I just love it, and I feel like nobody loved it as much as I did. I want to use it again more because it's just, I love it. And I know if I took this with me, I have everything. I have fun party colors and I have neutral colors for just everyday type of looks. I'm sorry if a lot of these tones are very similar in each palette. I tried to think outside of the box, and then I also thought, like, let's be realistic. 10 palettes for the rest of my life. I need to choose things that I probably use the most commonly, right? So this is the Sephora Pro Warm palette. We've all seen this. I loved when they came out with this. I was so excited, and I love it to this day for many reasons. Of course, we have every neutral we could ever possibly need, but then you have this awesome pop of like a mustardy yellow. I love these khaki tones. We have peaches in here. We have just everything. Everything. If you do like bridal makeup or any type of like professional makeup level, I think this is a great palette to have in your kit because you really don't need much else. Maybe a cool tone palette to go with it and a few like really like showstopper shades, because I will say it's a little bland. There's nothing in here that makes me go like, wow, but I know it's a great palette I could depend on, and it has everything I would ever need. So yeah, I love this palette. Are these still available? Have they done like other shades, like a cool one or like a colorful one? That I don't know. I guess I never really followed back up. Okay, I lied. I have 4 ColourPop palettes. And you guys, there could have been hundreds more, but I didn't want to do that. And I will say I adore these ones in my hand right now, but don't think that there's not others that I love, maybe even a little bit more, but I don't probably use them as regularly as I use these. The first one is actually a face palette, and I don't know if that's included in this tag. I don't know if it was specific to eyeshadows, but either way, I love this so much and I hardly ever talk about it. It's the ColourPop Innuendo highlighter palette. If I had this for the rest of my life, I would never even need another highlighter ever, ever, ever. My favorites are Fine Line and Glad You Came, but last week I used On Tempo for the first time and it was stunning. Like, if you need a cool toned highlighter, it's unbelievable. You have beautiful bronzy shades, and these can be used on the face, on the eyes. It's just a great highlighter palette, and there's not much else to say about it, but if I had this, I would be set for highlighter for life. The next one, I actually don't think that we ever even used this on my channel because I think I was out of town when it came out. When I got back, you guys know how ColourPop cranks stuff out. It kind of just fell behind, but I've used it in my own personal life and I love it. Like, the aesthetic of the palette design is so gorgeous and I love the colors. This is the Whatever palette. I love this vibe. This is my vibe. The leopard print, the roses, the kind of mean girl cutout text. And then you open it up. God, she's a beauty. She is absolutely stunning. I love this glitter so much. It's what I go to the most. It has just this beautiful, warm, yellowy, yet green color. You guys know I'm such a sucker for burgundies. I can't help it. This has every burgundy I would ever want in it. And I just think it's so colorful and romantic. The Not Okay shade is absolutely stunning on the eyes. And I think the color combinations that you can do are so interesting and unexpected, and you don't see them a lot. Like this row here together, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Ditching You, I also love. It's a really, it looks just plain copper, but there's like these little elements of kind of pinkish in there, and it has a lot of glitter. Oh, she's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. One of my favorite ColourPop palettes to this date, and it's funny because I don't think we've ever used it on my channel. Next, this is another newer palette actually, and it just excited me. It was something different for ColourPop, the size of the palette, and I mean, it really is a necessity. This is the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette. I think we all just love this, don't we? Or is it just me? I don't know. This is another one kind of just like the Sephora Pro palette, where if I had this for life, I know that I'm set. I prefer this one to the Sephora Pro because we have more mauvies, purplies. I don't love purple, but I love the breakup of the palette. It's not just all these warm tones. We have some mixes of cool tones, peachy tones, berry tones, warm tones, smoky tones. You know, it has everything. It really has everything. I adore this palette so much. Dutch Process, by the way, is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite colors. Stiletto is stunning. It's a sequin type of formula. Fuzzy is amazing, and I clearly love this row. I've dipped into that quite a bit. It's just perfection. Oh my god. ColourPop, it just, I don't know how they keep doing this, how they keep making me fall in love with products after products after products, but they managed to do it somehow, and this just was so iconic to me. I mean, we have a black, we have matte creams, like I'm set, I'm good. This palette is just like my addition to all my other chosen palettes. Like, I feel like with all those palettes that I have, which let's be honest, a lot of them are a little more neutral or warm or smoky, this is what I would pair with every single one of those palettes that didn't have a ton of color. This is the ColourPop and Kathleen Light's So Jaded palette. I'm still getting tons of requests for this palette for tutorials, so I think you guys still love it as much as I do. I mean, I know it's not that old, of course, but my god, Kathleen knocked this out of the park. In my opinion, this is her best palette to date. I love how there's such strong color in here. It's not even half made up with warm neutrals and, you know, more standard typical smoky shades. It is pops of color everywhere you look. Plus we have glitter, we have shimmer, we have everything. That's why I think this just marries in so great with all those other slightly more basic palettes I have. Any type of color I would ever need, I feel like is in this palette. It is just mesmerizing. These greens, this glitter, oh my god. And I think I've only ever used this 3 times and I love it, and I want to do a more colorful look with this, maybe even tonight. I'm feeling kind of inspired by looking at it. I kind of really want to dip into this little section here. I don't do a lot of colors like that. It's just when I look at it, I'm inspired. I'm just intrigued. I want to play so bad, and I want to try different color combinations that I've never done before. It's like I want to challenge myself with this palette. Kathleen, I can't put into words how amazing this palette is. She did such a fantastic fantastic job. It's stunning. It will go down as like my top 5 favorite ColourPop palettes of all times. It's just fun and yet still sexy and just awesome. I think I'm gonna take all my makeup off right now and play with it because I'm just, while I have my inspiration going, I don't want to let it go. And I was supposed to be done filming for the night. It's getting late, but I don't even care. I need to get into this right now. I'll film it. If I get into this right now, I will film another look for you guys because like I said, you keep asking, oh my gosh, you want it so bad. And I want to play too, so I think that'd be a really fun video. But yeah, my God, just Kathleen, oh, bravo. I cannot even find the words to express how much I love the So Jaded palette. It's unbelievable. It's still for sale now. If you guys want, you can actually use my discount code SHAE for 10% off of ColourPop. For the first time ever, it's officially working on collab palettes, which it never has before. So that's pretty awesome. You guys can actually get a discount off of this, but beautiful. So beautiful. This is probably my stunner out of all of them. This is like my love it. You guys, that is it for my top 10 palettes, or it's not my top 10 palettes, it's if I could only ever have 10 palettes. These palettes would be my choices. And again, I'm sure there's a ton of palettes you're gonna be like, what? Not the blah 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 palette? And I know, you're right. This was really hard. I challenge you guys to do it yourself. I want to know your top 10 picks if you could only have 10. It's not your top 10 favorites, because this is not my top 10 favorites, but all of my favorites aren't realistic for the eyeshadows I would need for the rest of my life. So leave in the comments down below, if you could only have 10 eyeshadow palettes, what would they be? Please let me know. I do also want to give a shout out to Annette's Makeup Corner for creating this awesome tag. I actually was unfamiliar with her channel and I feel like I just found a new best friend. Go check her out. Tell her I sent you. Let her know I am a huge fan now. I hit the subscribe button right away and I'm excited to get more into her content. She just seems like the bee's knees. I really enjoyed her video and I enjoy her personality and her whole vibe. She is just a cool chick and I love that. So anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for watching today and I will see you tomorrow in another new video. Bye!